Rightio. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this is working. Clear. I did have a major technical issue, and I'm not 100% sure on my Wi-Fi, how secure it'll be. We might have a couple of crashes going from time to time, but hopefully people are able to watch if they want to and get involved on Loose Lines. It's back for another week, and I'm just going to check my audio. I apologise for the feedback. Yep, good as gold. So, okay, people, please get involved with the show. I'll kill the audio and, just see who is watching. We've already got a couple of people on, but please, the idea is, Graham Hand, hello to you. Nice to see West Australian Derby, Porky, coming up very, very shortly this weekend. I might have a look at that field. I can actually bring that field up. Didn't have a look at that one the other day. So actually what I might do is move that down to there, and then people will be able to see that I am still here because I have only just started going live. But we'll just see if we can't get that field up. I know your little horse mate is in. That's what's going wrong. In the West Australian Derby. I don't think the barrier draws were too kind to him the other day, but we'll just have a look. Gloucester Park on Friday night. Just trying to find the Derby field. West Australian Derby, Street Hawk inside the second line. I didn't think it was that great a draw. Drawn 10. Yeah, I got to it eventually, but good field. I know you're very happy to be in it. Form's been very, very good. Ryan Warwick takes the drive, and he will take the drive. So good field, but you're a live chance, mate, especially in the market. Tricky Mickey is your favourite at $2.20. And then you've got Taking the Mickey for Ross Oliveri, who I think is retiring at the end of this year. And then yourselves, and you're on the fence already. So it's always a big, big chance. So good luck to you, Graham. Hopefully I'll see you over the Cup Carnival next week, mate. I'm not sure if I will or not, but hopefully I will. Another of my Kiwi mates is on there as well. Timmy White. Hello to you, Timmy. Cambray tells me you're out mowing the lawns all day today, mate. So it's good to have you on there as well. Great to have. I think there's going to be a pretty big West Australian contingency. Mavis Stanley is on. I'm sure she's cock-a-hoop. Anyone that didn't see Rock and Roll Do's Cup trial today here, I know it was only a 3-horse field, but he stepped very, very safely. He ran a half in 54 and 27.2 his last quarter and did it untouched. So great to see him there. Peter Emirio, big day yesterday at Wagga Harness Racing. My great mate Greg Gangle did a pretty good job there too, I think, as well. So it's going to be a big show, but as I said, hopefully everything holds together, because I was just looking at my Wi-Fi then and it does get a little bit dodgy. Must say a huge thank you to Harness Racing New Zealand, NZB Standardbreds, Woodland Stud, plus Harasta Trotters, and I have their hat here for getting me over here. I'm having a ball. The Addington Harness Racing Club as well got me hats, getting plenty of hats. Got this hat as well, not a bad one. Might even throw this one on. Actually, I like changing the hats up from time to time. So, yeah, beautiful golf hat. And anyone that knows me knows I have a big Buffont, and this one fits very, very well. Get involved in the show. Jeffrey Dixon, I am well and truly enjoying New Zealand, Jeffrey. It is a beautiful place. The hospitality has been outstanding. Cannot fault any of the people at all. So please send your messages through. I can't do phone calls. Would like to have, but I haven't been able to do phone calls since I came here. But going forward, hopefully we can after getting this one back working. It's a little bit late going up, but that is one of the reasons why it is late at all. Absolute stunning place, New Zealand. Anyone that's been here will attest to that. The people here, the hospitality has just been first class. And I did take a little photo. I went down to Kaikoura during the week, managed to get the name wrong of the place 100 times over. But this actually just about tells you about the track. Almost on the beach, you can see, this is Bobby Butt, you can see the beach, the water just underneath, and then have a look at those hills over the top. So you're on the side of the beach, hills over the top, it was belting down sunshine. It is a magic, magic place to come and visit and come and be a part of this New Zealand Cup Carnival. They only race there twice a year, Sunday, Monday. just gone. Brilliant place, a lot of fun. Really, really recommend it for people to come. While I'm on it, we'll talk about a couple of those races, actually, if you like, before we get on to too much of the Kiwi stuff. But please, if you want to guide the tour by any way means, definitely. Here's Kango. This is the Kaikoura Cup. Kango in front. I forgot his name. Akura on the outside for Mark Purden on the outside, but yeah, can go for Arna Donnelly, done a huge job. But you can see the crowd. Look at the crowd on the inside of the track there on that video, and the outside, inside and outside. It is brilliant. Great racing, tight racing, but have a look at that. The whole field going across the line together. Absolute magic racing. Zakura is going to go around in the New Zealand Cup, which is going to add some real intrigue to it. Kango made it, Arno Donnelly, and the scene straight afterwards, they were absolutely cock-a-hoop as well. So really, really good. Hello to you, Carol Bass. Saw Carol Bass at the Redwood Carnival, and I will get onto that in a minute. But yeah, magic day, really, really good. And the other feature for the day was the trot, the Trotters Cup. And Sunday Sun for the Duns. I was fortunate enough to get a ride home with RJ Dunn, and it is just a beautiful place. Sunday Sun, and this horse just went terrific. I'll get to Blue Stream pictures in a sec. But yeah, Sunday Sun out in front for Johnny Dunn. What a brute of a horse this horse is, and he was just brilliant winning the other day. Great to see him back again. Look at the crowds inside and outside. It is a magic place, and yeah, some really nice trots there. You can see out wide Bolt for Brilliance. He's coming over to Victoria for the end of the minute. He went terrific. I don't think he handled the track that well, and he got home really, really well. But this horse is going around the Dominion Handicap on next Tuesday, and it's going to be a lot of fun there to go there. Blue Stream photos. That looks awesome. To have. I'm pretty sure this is Clint. I'll just make sure that it is. He'll get back to me and tell me if it is on both sides of the track. Clint, if that is you, mate, I needed you there. I have another good friend, a couple of good friends that would love to be there. I took some photos. Don't know if I did them justice or not. Check out my Facebook page. I'm not a photographer. I don't even know if I'm a videographer, but I enjoy just promoting these industries. And yeah, it's just unbelievable, the scenes that you were able to see there, and the people that you were able to see. Just give me 1 second. I might be able to do this one-handed now. We're right. My phone's going to go flat, which will be no good for people to be able to get involved. Brilliant track. People have been there. Everyone that's been there says the same thing. The scenery, the setting, the people there, the Smiths poured it on. I actually did an interview with Anton Galino on the good to have you on the show, mate. And Clint, I'll give you a hint, actually. Greyhound guys, I did an interview with a guy called Tony Hart just before at the at Addington watching the Cup trial. He's a greyhound trainer. He's got one of the most exciting dogs I've been fortunate enough to see just sitting at home and watching in Postman Pat. Didn't know it was him legitimately in the interview. You'll see it. Started talking to him, and yeah, this is a guy that trains one of the most exciting dogs here in New Zealand. I tell everyone to go and watch him. Postman Pat, he'll be racing next Thursday at the Addington Greyhound Cup, or the New Zealand Greyhound Cup, which is going to be raced not this Thursday coming, not tomorrow, but the Thursday after. Heats are on tonight. Thursday week they'll be on the final, and yeah, it's great to catch up with this guy Tony Hart. He's got two dogs that are going terrific. Can't remember the other one, but Postman Pat is an exciting dog. That interview is on there, and I encourage you to have a look, mate. I don't just do. I'll talk to anyone who knows me knows that. So yeah. So anyway, Anton Galino from Harass. Lindsay Vag, hello to you from Queensland. I was there not long ago. Harassed the Trotters, Anton Galino took out the Victorian Derby. Unfortunately, I can't show a replay of that because it is not up on HRV's website, and I'm not sure exactly why, so I wasn't able to grab it. Asked me to catch up with Mark Smith. Now, there's two Mark Smiths. One Mark Smith from SBSR, and I've done a few things with Mark recently, and I'm going to actually be catching up with him at the Breeders' Awards on Monday night. But also, this other gentleman, Mark Smith, actually trained Lyell Creek. And you wouldn't believe it. We pull into the car park at Kaikoura, travelled, well, I flew 4 hours, travelled in the car all the way through. I think it's about 2 hours drive from the airport to get there. Pulled into the car park, and here Mark Smith rocks in and is the first gentleman. I just started talking to him, asked him his name, and his name was Mark Smith, the trainer of Lyell Creek. But he's also a man that's had so much to do with Kaikoura and what they were able to do and achieve at that venue. It was just brilliant. Joel Watson, hello to you, Joel. Joel had a good night the other day, actually, Geelong. It was first starter, half to Triple Eight. Yeah, half to Triple Eight by Rock and Roll Dance, actually, Philly. I got to do a teeth, actually, at... I'm going to get into trouble. Nathan Carr's place, and yeah, congratulations to you, Joel, and the family, and he doing a good job, Joel. He's getting the whole family going to the races with him and enjoying his job. But yeah, but Mark Smith and the whole Smith family, they got such a history with Kaikoura. It was absolutely brilliant. Please fire any questions in and tell me any tales about New Zealand. I've got a big week still to go, so it's going to be a lot of fun coming up. Great New Zealand name there in Cullen. Amanda Cullen, hello to you. Don't know you, Amanda, but the Cullen name's pretty famous over here in New Zealand. I am all over the shot. That's what I do. We might go back to Redwood Day. And that was last Sunday. I was fortunate enough to be there and catch up with a lot of the key players. Lara J Farm, hats off to those guys. They are flying. They're doing a terrific job. Aldebaran Keeper, I had to leave straight after the derby to catch my flight, so I didn't get to see Aldebaran Keeper, who won the bracelet. But I've got to give a big shout out to Katrina Fitzpatrick. All Trotting Show was on the road, so I wasn't able to catch up with her remotely. I did see her at Redwood Day, but I thought I won't, Mozza won't interfere, won't ring her, won't chat to her. And so I didn't. I left her alone. She got another winner. So Katrina, well done. The ride that you're having with Kai Valley Surf Girl, I'm going to go with, but I could actually be wrong, is just brilliant. And I know there's a lot of posts on social media about how much fun it is when you win a race to be on trackside, and it definitely is. And that's what we want. We want more people having fun. I want Joel with all his kids going there and having fun. I want Graham Hand showing his horses going around in the West Australian Derby and the excitement level. We want the whole kit and caboodle. Mavis Stanley and the whole Stanley family, I'm sure they're nervous and excited about it as well, getting involved with that. And I'm just going to get this horse. Yeah, Surf Rider. Kai Valley Surf Rider. Beautifully bred horse. It's actually a New Zealand horse, but by love you had a focus on me. Is beautiful horse and done a very good job with Katrina. So well done to you for that, Katrina, and congratulations. The Redwood, where are we there? We got Cognati in front. Just a brilliant race. Unfortunately, just marred a little bit. Doesn't mean would have won or would not have won, but of course, where's that horse? Rocking with Attitude. Just getting a check right there by Cognati as it veered out over the side, but and unfortunately put pay to Rocking with Attitude's chances. Poor old Greg Sugars, you just saw him there just shaking his head. He can't believe that happened. Cognati won though. It's a great race to win the Redwood. Congratulations to him. Valerie Lane second. Susan, here's her name for the Queenslanders. Running in third, Mark Pitt and Emma Stewart. Uptown Lad was good. And then, yeah, it unfortunately marred for Rocking with Attitude. And as I said there before, for some reason, and it's still not up at the minute, and I'm not sure why it's not up, but anyway, Cravache Dior for Harasta Trotters, great sponsors and supporters of mine, and had a big stand there, and they had some great incentives. They also, I don't know who won the Honour Streak, actually. Louise possibly is not watching. If Louise Tillman's watching, I'd love to know who won the Service Feeder Honour Streak, because I didn't do that. It was done on Trots Vision, so I don't actually know that one. I should have found that out. But it was the Honour Street Harasta Trotters, Victorian Trotters Derby, and it was taken out by Cravache Dior. A bit of a favourite for everyone. He was the favourite there on the day. It was a terrific win. He had the barrier draw over the other two heat winners in Harry Stamper and Courage Stride, but he did win very comfortably by 11 metres. I am sure my great mate Joe Pace, who hasn't logged on just yet, would have been wrapped in his little horse. He'd done a terrific job, so I'm sure he would have been very happy with his horse. Courage Stride was terrific. And then the Queenslanders, you know I'll be late. Chantal Turpin and Peter McMullen, they came in fourth. So they actually had a pretty good carnival there going forward. Cam Bray is on and watching. I've cannot thank Cam and the guys at NZB Standardbreds enough for all of their hospitality while I've been over here. It's been terrific. In fact, everyone at Harness Racing New Zealand have been so open and making me feel at home. It's been terrific. So I must say big thank you to those guys as well. The other meeting that I did cover off on just the other day, and I've actually got a little video that I'm going to play out here, was at Swan Hill. Before I play the Swan Hill Cup, I actually caught up with the president, Noel Watson, just to talk a little bit about everything that is going on in Swan Hill. I'll play this video and I'll be back straight after. Right, we're here in Swan Hill catching up with Noel Watson. Nearly called you Whitson. How am I going? On the eve of Swan Hill Cup, very much the eve. We're only a couple of hours out from the Swan Hill Cup meeting starting, and by the time this goes to air, the winner will be run and won. But just thought I'd have a quick catch up about how the club's going and the progression, the way it's all progressing up here. Firstly, with the floods and that, how are we situated here in Swan Hill?
Now, Swan Hill, well named. We're on a hill, so we're okay. Unfortunately and sadly, the peripherals, they're going to struggle, mate. They will struggle, all the way up, which we know we can't get through Echuca and those sorts of areas to get here. To get to the Cup night, they're having to head west a little bit and come up through that way. But so far as the town of Swan Hill, we'll be fine. But we really do feel for our neighbours. Yeah, it's tough, really tough going.
I went down and just took a picture actually of the Murray, and it's quite beautiful and mystique, if you like, right at the minute, because it's inside of its borders. But it's once it starts to swell past that, it's going to be the issue, isn't it?
Well, right at this moment it already is, and it's pushing through some of the levee banks down through Murrabit and that sort of thing. So people down there are really doing it tough. They're out doing whatever they can. But once it floods, you can't get in with machinery and re-block it. So it's very, very hard, and there's a lot of water to come still. It won't be in Swan Hill for probably a week. That's the hard part. Clear weather, windy, but all of a sudden this water's going to turn up.
It's quite a unique thing, isn't it? Because it's so slow coming, people know, and it's just sitting there waiting for it to come. It's like fires are equally as devastating, but they're sort of on you and over. Yeah. This is just a painful wait for a lot of those people in those low-lying areas.
Unfortunately it is, and that's the thing. They're just doing whatever they can, and then it's wait. And that's the really hard part. Physically and mentally, they want to do something, but they can't. They've just got to wait and see what the impact is going to be. So, again, our thoughts are with everybody in those particular areas, as they are across Victoria, mate. We're not unique. It's right across Victoria. There's a lot of it. And, over in the east, etc., they're copping it bad. So we feel for our harness racing people, our racing people, anybody with animals. It's hard work, let alone in the communities and towns. And have a look at Echuca. Gee.
Very well said, and I think Yarra Glen, they've lost one meeting, they're probably going to lose another one, so obviously they're copping it bad. I think Hillsville was off, the grounds are off as well, so it's obviously very, very bad. We just got yelled at, but it's okay. Brooke's got it sorted out now. The club itself here and harness racing, all going good?
Going terrifically well, mate. We've actually picked up an extra couple of meetings. We were running 8s and 9 for the year. Harness Racing Victoria, our thanks. They've seen fit to give us an extra couple. We're up to 12 now. We're really kicking goals on turnover, numbers of horses turning up, numbers of races. Again, unfortunately for our near neighbours in Mildura, I say near, but you know what I mean, 2.5 hours away, but unfortunately they haven't been able to race, as we know, so we've picked up a couple of theirs, and one of theirs was a 12-race meeting from Mildura. We've got their meeting on now Cup Night, Melbourne Cup Night, and we've got, I think, 11 races there, so plenty of support coming, and luckily for us, the track is in absolutely A1 condition. It rained the other night, and the track was superb. We actually had to put water on it. It was ridiculous.
I just walked across the Gulf Street. It's unique soil up here, isn't it? Yeah. Like it is so firm. All these other tracks are getting washed out. As far as the thoroughbred track goes, it should be hard fast here. They could run the Melbourne Cup here. They'd get a good meeting, wouldn't they?
Absolutely, they would. It is. And Mitchy Makepeace, who looks after the track, he'd be delighted. He's just taken over, and unfortunately, I think he's talking about the rain. That it's been tough for him. I think 3 have been washed out, but washed out on the day. 2 days later, the track is, as you say, hard and fast, ready to go.
Fast, ready to go. One thing you guys do, and the Murphy clan are here, and they're starting to bring a lot more horses. We'll say take a hat off and well done to you guys as a committee. These fuel vouchers that you give, and I want to make more people aware of them, because Murph said, like, the first time he'd experienced them, he's like, Paulie, they almost pay for the trip. And I'm like, yeah, $25 per horse going around to attend, which is, I think, hats off to you guys as a club. You were copping a hiding for people not turning up, so you get on the front foot. That's all you can do.
Absolutely, and $25 is actually $50 per horse that goes around, so it's great work. And as you say, Murph turns up with a truckload, say 6, he's got 300, and that's a real big bonus and a big winner. And the good thing is, once they get here, they understand what we've got with an A-grade track. I mean, I say it unreservedly. It is one of the best tracks, if not the best track in Victoria. And if you haven't been here to race a horse, get up here and try it, because it's the same. It's exactly like Melton. Have a look at some of the times they run, and you're right. David Murphy and those people get here, mate. We've got Emma coming up, Karen Manning. They've all been up here before, and they all say the same thing. This is a bit of a hidden gem, because they can win races. The mares can run really good time. But getting back to your point, we've got to be proactive in this industry. You have to be proactive. You can't if you're doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results, no matter what it is, business, racing, whatever. So yeah, get on the front foot, be proactive, and certainly our committee have been pushing really hard. The other one is we give a free barbecue, which is something lovely, because I can eat. But it's also been for those that travel, because we're 2 hours from a lot of places. They get here, they can go and grab a feed on us. The Lions Club gets something out of it, goes back to the community, again, on the front foot, be proactive. I wish more clubs would give a free feed to people. It's great.
I totally agree. You had the microphone, so I couldn't take it back to say about that, because I was going to bring that one up. Through COVID, it was when you started it. You've continued it on. It hasn't stopped. You guys are still feeding the people, and I love that, giving back to the community. I think as a racing, the number one thing people say about racing is, it's the punt. We can't accept money from the punt and everything else like that. What it is, if people don't give back to the community, they won't accept it. Give back to the community buy in. It's a win-win for everyone.
Mate, the buy-in is the part, because the Lions Club love it, and they can do with it with what they want, but we know they do good stuff. Okay, any Lions Club anywhere, or Rotary, I'm in Rotary, but they do a terrific job, the Service Club. So we're more than delighted to write out a cheque at the end of the night and say, thank you for that. It's good PR within the community, and as you said, small communities like ours, it's a rub-off situation. Someone else gets on board and someone else, and it builds. So, we're delighted to be able to do, and those two things have been real winners for us. Sorry about the talking, but
No, you're right. The other thing I was going to say, though, is someone might come to the races off the back of, they say, well, we go to the trots and it's great, we meet all these great people. They come to the trots and they might have $1. So this TAB turnover that all we hear about is the only way we can increase our revenue, they might have that $1. It's a no-brainer.
Absolutely, and certainly tonight you'll see that. I mean, for our Cup, we've had really good pre-sales, and we're anticipating a good roll-up tonight. But you're right. I mean, it's on-course turnover, which again helps the club. So again, we're trying to think through that process of how we can do that and how we can drive it. And again, our hats off, and thanks to Harness Racing Victoria for understanding what we're trying to develop at Swan Hill. We might be a bit pedantic and a bit hard to deal with at times, but there's a reason for that, and we want it to be the best possible product that we can put out there. That's what I'm driving for as president, and I know the committee are certainly pushing it as well.
On a personal note, because I won't hold you too much longer, because Brookie's waiting for us. She's going to tell us off in a sec. She's walking around over the side, don't worry. But on a personal note from yourself, you've probably had better years as far as numbers and that, but have you had a much better year as far as excitement in both codes, thoroughbreds and standardbreds? I think you've had one of the outstanding years, and I think well done to you, because I know you've been in the industry for a long time and you are passionate, but it's just been a magic year for you.
And every now and then the wheel turns, and I just wish more people would enjoy it when it's there, because we've all been in the industry a long time. It's not there for long. It's a little window, and you're right. The last 12 months have been unbelievable. I mean, this horse, Torrid Saint, we can talk about for the Cup. Whether he wins tonight or not, I don't really care. I mean, he's just been an absolute family favourite from day one. We worried that he wouldn't race because he's a skinny little thing in front, but he's built up, but he's always had speed. And Keith Lindsell, the late Keith Lindsell, told me that. Don't worry, Noel, he's got speed. So I took that on board, and so did Eric. They spelled the horse about 12 months or so ago, and he's come back and have a look at him, and he's really, really doing us proud and doing the mare proud. Gee, she's been a good mare.
Well, she only had the one that hasn't won, and that horse actually went for the Nutrient Camp draft. I was explaining to people, I said, he'd be as good a bred horse as there is anywhere. And they said, how many did he win? I said, no, he didn't win any, unfortunately, but that's highs and lows of breeding as well.
Absolutely. He's one of the best bred horses I've had out of her. But, that's just the vagaries of the industry. And certainly, with the Cup tonight, if this fella can win, well, he'll be following in good footsteps, because his older brother won the first ever on this track, on a brand new track. Yeah, so that
St. Flash.
St. Flash won the first ever Swan Hill Cup on the new track here. So fingers crossed for everybody will know whether he's won or not. But yeah, fingers crossed.
Was it the Swan Hill Cup or the Nye Cup?
It was a Swan Hill Cup, first Cup on this track here. So yeah, Swan Hill Cup for sure.
It's one of those ones I looked up the other day when Arden Rooney, the horses that have won this Cup over the years, it's just amazing. Yeah. But I was looking at Arden Rooney, and it was still down as a Nye Cup. That's why I wasn't sure, but it was the Swan Hill Cup that he won, because Karen corrected me in the interview. Yeah. So, it's terrific. Mate, I'm going to let you go. Well done to everything you're doing with the thoroughbreds. Keep up that passion. When you get on .com, they're like, who's this bloke? We say, we know who he is. We know exactly who he is. But well done. Everything you're doing here with the club as well. I appreciate what Jared does, relaying everything through me as well. So I think it's great what you guys are doing. So hats off. Well done. Keep going. and let's have a great night here tonight at Swan Hill for the Cup night and continue it on.
Good on you, mate. Stay well, everybody, and stay safe.
Right.
Rightio, thank you very much to Noel Watson there, catching up with him, and it was a great night at Swan Hill. It wasn't a great night as far as weather conditions go, so hats off to the club. Haven't changed my hat for a little bit. Better look after my Barrow-Stock sponsors, albeit they're not here now. I do apologise. I can tell that reception is coming in and out badly at the minute, and it is a bit choppy, so I do apologise for that. Hopefully it holds together. I won't keep this show going much longer because I am having a few issues with that. I must say hello to everyone. Kaikoura Racers are watching, so hello to you, to the Smiths. I'll go with the Smiths. It could be Ben, Mark. No, hopefully it's either of those two. I'll get all the others in trouble. But hello to you guys, and thank you for your hospitality on the weekend. It was sensational. Look forward to being back there next year. Some great friends of mine are on too as well, or my wives, Linda Mays and Kim Fitzpatrick. Hello to you two guys. Hope you're really enjoying the show. Linda, you'll be happy to know I'm in New Zealand and working my... no, I'm not. I'm enjoying life, and Marie's at home doing all the work. So, yeah, you'll be able to go with there. And Clinton McSwain is on as well. He's a regular contributor and gets behind everything. Alex Hurley as well. Hello to you, Alex, because we know where that one will end up. It's a little in-joke that myself and Alex have. Right, back to Swan Hill. And the job that the club are doing there, they had 1,460 children on course. They had a trick-or-treat. No, we're back. Rightio, hopefully people are still on there. It has come back. Will not go much longer because, as I said, it's a little bit of an insecure line. It's not my usual line. I'm using the motel's Wi-Fi, and every now and then I reckon it's just got a bit of a timer on it, and the timing comes down a little bit long. So appreciate everyone being involved. Swan Hill Harness Racing Club, I was just saying there, I think they had 1,465 kids there on track, plus their parents, face painting. The jumping castles weren't available for the time being. You could see there how windy it was, how cold it was. They still got a huge crowd. They were damaged by this massive, the wind that they had, plus the floods. There was a lot of people couldn't get there. There was no dignitaries from HRV there were able to get there. It was a little bit frustrating for them, but they just did a great job with what they were able to do. And hats off to Noel, Jared, and all the crew. Jared does a great job as well. And continue going to Swan Hill. Anyone that's not aware, it's $50, not $25, a $50 fuel voucher each horse you have in. So as I said, I think the other day Dave Murphy had 6 in. He might have had 7 in, filled his truck up. Won the first 2, maybe first 3 races, and I think he did a terrific job. So, yep, we're back, and I was just making sure my thing was still working. So, appreciate everyone that has held on to the line there. A few people did drop off because it did balk for a little while. So, I will not go much longer because I won't be able to. But our millionaire took out the Swan Hill Cup, beating Blitzen, Torrid Saint the third for Noel. Gave him a great little thriller. You're still very happy even with the third. The Raconteur took out the Peter Welsh Memorial MP. He's not Memorial. He's definitely well and truly alive. Swan Hill Mile 1:52.3. You could see how windy it was. It was windy. It was hard work. There was a lot going on. So yeah. So anyway, big show there. A big day at Swan Hill, and I think well done to the club. They're doing a great job, as a lot of clubs do in this industry going forward. We'll just put my Nutrient hat on for a quick second, and just a little bit of news for one of our vendors who's hasn't had the best of runs. If anyone's in the Forbes area, Phil Thurston's, I think, maybe just needing a little bit of help with some of his yearlings, so through the drought, the floods and that. So if anyone's around there and knows Phil, maybe just reach out and give him a yell, because he's got a few yearlings he's got to get ready for the sales, and he's got a few things on his plate. So with Nutrien, there's still plenty going on. The catalogue is out, it is live, and it is online now. I know Cam Bray's not far off putting the NZB one out, actually. So, but it is up there and it is live. So make sure you go to the website, which I don't have, because this is not my main computer. It's not the normal computer I use to do these sorts of things. So I apologise, don't have those things on there. But plenty going on there in the world of Nutrien. It's interesting. I always wrap the hat. The green gets faded out when you've got a red velvet behind you, but that's crashing again. It's not working really, really well here. So if this holds together, which it's struggling to do, It's a little bit frustrating, but we'll just see how we go. New Zealand Cup field is out. There are the runners. Self-Assured, Majestic Cruiser drew 2. Akuta, Krug, Spankham, He's a Sport, Pembeck, Playboy, Copybook drew 8. Old Town Road, Kango, Smithy's Terror, the Falcon is 3rd emergency. Rock and Roll Do, Mick Stanley's happy with 13. Steal the Show, BD Joe drew terrible in 15, and Ultra Wise Guy 16. True Story. Steve Telfer gets up and draws 15. Jill gets up and says, well, I can't go any worse than you, and she did. She got 16. So tragic for those guys and everyone involved. I'm going to call it a night, unfortunately, just due to the service going on here. Hopefully, I've covered off on everything. Please, big shout out to all of my sponsors. I've got the rest of them here. Let's see where they end up. Oh, that'd be right. Of course, Woodlands, who are celebrating 30 years in the breeding industry. I just have to try and we'll put those guys to their Nutrient Standard Breds. No, don't need that big one there. I can't do much with that. That's Bathurst. Woodlands, NZB. Don't have me harassed to try. Oh, there it is there. I knew it had to be here somewhere. We'll move that one a little bit too. I think when I move them, people know what's going on anyway. But actually, we'll put it there against the red velvet carpet. Oops, a bit too big. Put it up to there, to that. And yeah, a big shout out to those guys and everyone else for getting involved. Do apologise for the internet service. There's a few people that have been watching, a few people dropping out. I'm having a ball. Reach out to me if you want me to contact anyone over here in New Zealand. And please, I'll see you all next Wednesday. We might try and find a different spot with a bit more secure internet. Thanks for joining me tonight on Loose Lines.